Let's get them started in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right, starting off with the T, J, Z, O, T. Oh, failure. What a failure. Still looking for that perfect 7 out of 7 different pieces to start off a game. Haven't gotten there yet. Anyway, it is Classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters, the tournament, the biggest one for the online for the DAS play style. That is the press and hold play style. And really, we think the developers pretty much envisioned people playing this game with. I don't know of any NES games back in the day that were said, oh, the way to win this game is to just tap the controller 13 times a second. I don't think that they thought people were going to do that. And so we didn't do that because we didn't do that in any other game. So if this is, if that is the way you like NES Tetris to be played, this is the tournament for you. We run it I won't say every single month, but a lot of months. Many months. There's a split double there for Tommy on the left side, 59,000, 76,000 on the right side. And on that left side is Tommy and AvGeek, qualified into this tournament with a 1.03 million average of 2 games played over the course of a 1-hour qualifying period. Got a DAS PB of 1.2 million. Is a one-time CTM Masters event winner. That was back in April of 2021, so the 4-year anniversary of Tommy winning his Masters event. Also second in Mega Masters to Alex T in 2023, a 2-time Challengers Circuit winner. By the way, was top 4 in the first ever season of DAS Champions League. That took place this year. That was another league that was created in the wake of the popularity of DAS Masters and the Jonas Cup in 2024. Of course, leads to a whole bunch of other people expressing their creativity, making new leagues and such, and we love to see it. That is Tommy. Oh, and who can also forget Tommy's win in CT Classic Tetris Brawl in March 2021. I'll never forget where I was when that happened. Well, I don't remember where I was. 207 for Tommy, 241 for AVge Geek. AVge Geek on the right side qualified into this tournament with a 1.01 million qualifier. He's got a DAS PB last time I checked of 1.26 million. By the way, Tommy was ranked 13th on the most recent Premier poll. AVge Geek ranked number 15. I think if I'm looking at the right one. Am I looking at the right one? Oh, I might not have updated those numbers, so those are wrong. Forget that. I'll tell you in a little bit. This is AVge Geek's 4th appearance in DAS Masters. AVge Geek was a former Hopeful Circuit winner in July 2024, was in the top 4 of our live Lone Star tournament in Austin, Texas in 2022. Top 4 in CTWC's Silver Bracket in 2024. 7th in CTWC's Jonas Cup North American DAS Championship last year. And also was top 16 finisher in Silver 2023 and 2022. As to those Premier Poll rankings, I think I didn't update my sheet with those, but AVge Geek ranked number 10, Tommy number 8. So both of them jumping 5 spots since the January poll. 349 for Tommy, 365 for AVge Geek, but Tommy's got a great board and AVge Geek's not so great right now. So she's going to be looking to downstack this, maybe catch a dirty Tetris along the way. We'll see. But 370 for AVge Geek, 373 for Tommy. If you're watching the stream right now, Dirty Tetris AVge Geek, if you're watching and you're not following, please consider giving us a follow. And, we're looking to get to 10,000, hopefully by the end of this month. That would be great. I got to admit, guys, it's been a little bit of a grind the past, nearly 5 years that this, or 4.5 years that this channel has existed. I thought we would be a little bit further ahead than we are. But I'm grateful to be even where we are. closing in on 10,000. Would love to see it this month, so please consider following if you're not. 468 for Tommy, 426 for AVge Geek. Pumpy Heart linking to the premiere poll. Yeah, I forgot to update my data sheet. See, I filled it out while it was still March and the April results hadn't come out yet, so I didn't update my prep sheet. Centerwell Tetris for Tommy, 564 into 19, 522 into 19 for AVge Geek, so about a 2 Tetris lead for Tommy heading into 19. This is a best of 5, the winner of this match. We'll move on to the finals to take on Dog playing Tetris, who already defeated Fractal in a banger of a matchup. Went to a decider. Tetris for Tommy, 598, 540 for AVge Geek. AVge Geek Tetris. A little bit of a spire there brewing for AV. And so that's going to cause a couple extra gaps here. That well in column 9 is not a Tetris well, so she's going to go to work, try to dig that away. Tommy is in trouble, and that is really going to be difficult to bring down. Tommy is going to top out at 633. There's a chase down opportunity for AVge Geek. Needs to get to 634. 634 is the target. Although nearly any 633 will get you there. So Tetris here would do it. Just going to take that triple. Not going to mess around. No need. Plenty of time. I can just single and double this out at her leisure. $5,000 away, $4,000 away, $3,000 away. He's got a center well. Tetris column 4 set up. Longbar goes in, and a win comes out. AVge Geek gonna take game number 1. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. You are allowed to have DAS mode on if you want it, but you do not currently have to have it on. Good question. There's been a few gigantifyings and on-screen celebrations from K9 watching Tetris, and if I missed one of those, thanking you for one of those, well, I thank you now. Appreciate the support. Oh, looks like we had another contribution to the prize pool. That was from Ping Minus in the amount of $24 to get us to 1345. Really appreciate that, Ping Minus. I know the players do. There are some players, going to school and they're good enough at Tetris where they can make Tetris sort of the equivalent of a part-time job. I know that is happening. And that is good. Although, maybe it's probably good they get a part-time job so they can, learn those life skills. But, you can also learn them just by, not being a jerk, show up on time, do the work as asked at a high level of quality. That's, easy. $104 for AVge Geek, 82,000 for Tommy. Tommy gets a triple. He's set up one row now off the bottom. Peacock Hands in chat says, what is the DAS mode? Well, we do use a competition and training cartridge to get some of the things we need for this and other tournaments. And it has something called DAS mode where it restricts you, like as sort of as a governor, it restricts you from moving the pieces faster than Das would, even if you try hyper tapping. 141 for AV Geek, 103 for Tommy. Tetris Tommy 128. There's one AV Geek 187. About a 60,000 point lead for AV Geek, but she's also ahead by about 6 lines. When I said that, Tommy gets a Tetris 151. Mari's in chat. Thanks for hanging out here and in YouTube land. We still have one more match after this. This is our second semifinal. Dog is waiting in the finals. So what I love about Das Masters and the 32-player flat format is that in these semifinals, none of the players came. Not only did they not come from the top 4 seeds, as you see so often, none of them even came from the top 8. Dog was seed 9, Fractal seed 13, Tommy seed 14, and AV Geek seed 18. So nobody from the top 8 seeds made it into the semifinals. And that is a signal to me that, you know, this flat bracket mode, expanding it to 32 players is the right call. You know, there exist people who can qualify or who might qualify lower than their competitive ability, and people who have competitive ability that is, you know, better than their... Or wait, did I just say the same thing? You know what I mean. People who compete better than they qualify and people who qualify better than they compete. And so you really got to do both in order to, you know, have a chance to win this tournament month in, month out. So, flat bracket, 32 players for the win. All right, little Z-spin there for AV Geek, 389, 352 for Tommy. Tommy's just been sort of hanging around, trailing AV Geek the entire time, but not by too much, and really a chase-downable amount should anything happen. And AV Geek up near the top of the board for Das, a little too high for comfort as a Das player, so she's looking to bring this down. That J gets to the left to bring this down, opens up that right side, a skim with a square. AV Geek, look, okay, gonna take a triple, so this should now be survivable. A triple and a Tetris into 19, so it's all coming at exactly the right time for AV Geek 435 entry into 19. Tommy's still 7 lines away, 6 lines away, 2 Tetrises available. And just going to take a triple, bringing that down for safety. A Tetris for Tommy into 19 at 436. So players with, you know, fairly mid transition scores. I mean, players, it's fine. You're still alive. You're still hanging in there. But usually players are looking to have a transition higher than about 500, you know, and more than that. But sometimes the P sequence won't allow it. Sometimes it's just odd RNG trolley pieces. Could be that case. And Tommy is in trouble. Longbar gets over. 472 for Tommy. He gets another one over for a single. So he's going to have to work this down. Oh, that L is a hero for the left side of the board. And Tommy's surviving. Bringing this down. A long bar to the right would be very helpful for Tommy. He gets it. That's going to be, I think, a triple. Not out of the woods yet, but it's great survival so far exhibited by Tommy. AV Geek spiring a little bit here. Tommy's still working his stack down. He's back by only 13,000 points despite all this. Tommy bringing this back down to safety. Is he going to set up? Yes, he set up for a dirty Tetris and gets it. 529 goes into the lead. Tommy actually has lines in hand as well. So there's a Tetris for AV Geek. So the survival from Tommy, clip it and ship it to Line Spin Media. All right, Tommy knows that is not a Tetris well, so he's not going to go all in trying to preserve that Tetris. He's just going to bring it down. 547 for him, 586 for AV Geek, who is back in the lead. Tommy set up column 6 in the middle. Waiting on the bar. He's got a couple of burns available. Takes another burn, a triple. The long bar finally comes. Center well Tetris for Tommy, 591. 630 for AV Geek, who gets a Tetris, 666,000. Another center well Tetris for Tommy, and you'll see him do this. There's a respect in which it's, sometimes safer, but can also kind of kill your pace as well, because you're basically trying to maintain 2 stacks instead of 1. So 662 for Tommy, 678 for AV Geek. Other Tetris AV, 714. He's into level 28. 6 lines to go until 29. Trying to keep that open. A long bar gets over into 29 for AV Geek at 754. What can she get after that? Nothing. 754 top out. Tommy needs 2 or, kind of something else here. What is he going to do? Is he going to build for a Tetris? He cannot burn anymore. He's building up for one. He takes a burn, but he doesn't know that he needed more. He didn't know it because of the stream delay. Maybe if they were in the same room, he would know what he needed to do. But he could have maybe set up for like a triple or something, or some extra burns on that right side. So he couldn't have built for a Tetris anyway, but he might have been able to build for something else or a series of singles. But that goes into kill screen. A gritty game for both of these players. AV Geek is going to take it and go up 2-0. 1 win away from those finals. Tommy needs to win to stay in. 3-2-1 Tetris. Okay. JLSS. Tommy needs to win this one to stay in this tournament. It's a best of 5. AV Geek is 1 away from punching her ticket into the finals to go up against Dog. And another thing I love about this tournament is, it's so hard to go from, 0 to being like one of the best of all time. It's so hard to do that. Like, I would never be able to have even a whiff of a chance at a competitive game against someone like Dog. And yet, we've kind of, it's a whole new competitive venue where players who maybe aren't at the level in an open tournament, but can get to that level in a DAS tournament and have a shot at a world champion. All right, AV Geek going to take that skim. I saw the VITS set up, and I'm like, I just live like that, where I take the VITS because I don't care. So whenever I see that, I'm like, oh man, no VITS. And that's one of my favorites, is like doing the overhang with the L piece, kind of with the flat side up. That's my favorite way to do it. Yeah, Jasmine, what's your favorite VIT setup? Like, what piece do you like to set up the VITs? The other one I like is standing up the J piece in columns 8 and 9. Like standing up the J. It looks so weird. Like it shouldn't be correct. to do that. It probably isn't, but I still love to do it. I'll sell out my stack to do a pretty swag Vits, even if, like, you know, I'm risking a good score. I will do it. I don't know. L up? You like L up? Yeah, I like that J up. L up is good too. AVge Geek in a little bit of a situation, really needs a bail from a bar. The bail doesn't come, so 210 is the top out. Tommy in a chase down situation on 18 needs to get to 211. 211 would seal it. So now he's got to go to work trying to bring this down, trying to survive this little mini scare. And it's happening during a drought. There's the long bar. That's going to take this stack down 3 rows. So chase down time for Tommy. He's going to uncover the right side well. Long bar gets in. Tetris. He is 1 away. Next long bar comes and he gets it over. Then he will win. And there it is. Tommy is good in game number 3. And we're heading to game 4. All right, both players are ready. Let's get them counted down. Game 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. See, now the players can see who their real friends are. I'm just kidding. Looks like it's split down the middle. Again, you can't... This is such a great community. You really cannot root against anyone. There's maybe like 2 people I would root against. That's about it. Right, Vance? I'm just kidding. Vance is great. Yeah, Vance says, I knew it. That's right. There can only be one Van name in Tetris. You're impinging on my territory here. So now we're guessing who Vandy would root against. That's right. You gotta think. No, I don't root against anybody. I can't even think that. I mean, even during my streams, I do not have any rooting interest. Like, I legitimately don't. Like, I'm so happy to see everybody win. When it's not my tournament, sometimes I do develop a rooting interest. It's never before, like, oh, I like this player, I don't like this player. That's never the case. But just based on the story and the performance and how things are going, I do sometimes develop a rooting interest. Kind of like when I'm watching, like, the World Series and my team is not in it and I don't really care about the other teams, but you sort of develop a rooting interest. Like, you just natural. That's kind of happens. But I never start with it. Barrett says, surely Vandy roots against me. Barrett, I don't have to. Usually you're... Usually my rooting will not have anything to do with your results, Barrett. 130 for AV Geek, 170 for Tommy. Vandy, are you a Sox fan? Yes, a Red Sox fan. Lifelong. Oh, poor Barrett. No, of course. We all love Barrett. Barrett, really an unsung hero of the classic Tetris community. You'll see Barrett at, like, you know, every CTWC event, setting up qualifying stations, tearing them down. I mean, really putting in the hours. So Barrett, one of those people who maybe doesn't get enough credit. 243 here for Tommy, 205 for AV Geek. That's right. Barrett says, I do tear down the CTWC. Yep. He's tearing it down every year. Barrett single-handedly saved the audio from disaster in Phoenix. Yeah, see, I'm not surprised by that. Barrett, a good dude. 291 Tommy, 237 for AVge Geek. Kip Duran with the €2 super chat says, Vandy, the Red Sox are like the Cubs, but bad? I don't know who's won more championships in history and, you know, since 2000. And really, both the Cubs and the Red Sox are bad without Theo Epstein, right? So it took that executive to break the curses for both franchises. So 312 for AV Geek, 367 Tommy. Oh, thanks, Fireworks, for the kind words. Appreciate that. I don't know. Am I unsung, though? I'm pretty sung. If only by myself. Kip Durham with the €5 super chat. Championships aren't worth it if you have to live in Boston to get it. I mean, you don't have to live in Boston. I don't live there. Most of the players probably don't live there. And Boston is a great place to live. As is Chicago. I'm not one of those sports fans who's like, I hate, if you have a rival, like, I hate the Yankees. Why would you hate the Yankees? Like, if you're a Yankee fan, you're like, you don't need to do that. You can just like your team. It's fine. You can have a friendly rivalry where you chide people. But if you have like a real deep hatred, toxicity online or whatever in person for like another team and its fans, that's pretty dumb. 515 for Tommy, 416 for AV Geek. The one exception I would say is if the team is a cheating team, like the Astros. Then you can hate them. AV Geek with a bad transition into 19. That's going to be a top out at 420,000. And Tommy is good in game number 4, and we're going to another decider. So Tommy, you are good. Kip Duran says, no one ever says, I love Boston pizza. Chicago? Yeah, I mean, yeah, they do. I think Chicago pizza is more polarizing. To go to game number 5 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. New Haven pizza? Yeah, for real. You know, one thing that is like unsung, if you want to talk about unsung and pizza, is New Jersey. Like what New Jersey does, which is you get a pizza and then they pile a dressed salad on top of the pizza. So you have to like eat through the salad to get to the pizza, and then it leaves like the dressing on top of the pizza. It's amazing. That is great. And they don't exclusively do that in New Jersey, but also do that in New York as well. But I think it's like mainly a New Jersey thing. You've never heard of this? Stop it. Vandy, did you notice the first 7 pieces were not all different? Of course I noticed. Got my eyes open. Yeah, just go get yourself a slice of pizza and dump a salad on it. And eat through the salad and love it. Giovanni says, I think I'll go to sleep after hearing this. Oh, man, see. We need to mute the stream in Italy. And probably most other places in the world. 141 for Tommy, 63,000 for AV Geek, who gets a Tetris. You haven't even tried it. Salad pizza is great. You don't know what you're... Of course, Kingsman, I mean, has he ever even seen a salad? You're going to listen to Kingsman about salad? 188 for Tommy, 132 for AV Geek. Salad pizza is stupid, says K9. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but that's just like your opinion, man. Tetris Tommy 234 178 for AV Geek. Someone said something about Cleveland pizza. I've been following this YouTuber Charlie Anderson. His whole thing is pizza, and he's like gone from just doing pop-ups or making pizza at home to doing pop-ups to opening a pizza place in Cleveland. And next time I'm in Cleveland, I'm definitely going. I think the place is called Good Pizza. So I recommend, if you're a pizza person, follow Charlie Anderson on YouTube. 190 for AV Geek, 270 for Tommy. There's a Tetris AV Geek 217. You don't want to hear about weird American pizzas anymore? Wait, Giovanni, you don't put buffalo chicken on a pizza? You don't put pineapple and ham on a pizza? What are you, crazy? What do you know about pizza? 221 for AV Geek. 321 for Tommy. Oh, like a little shaved watermelon, like caramelized on top. That would be amazing. AV Geek 292, 334 for Tommy. Poor Giovanni. Wait, what is Brazilian pizza? I've never heard of that. Do they just wax everything off it and it's completely bare? Is that a Brazilian pizza? To 339 for AV Geek, 403 for Tommy. Yeah, it's just a completely plain crust, no sauce, no toppings, no cheese, no nothing. 387 for AV Geek. 429 for Tommy. Oh, Tommy with the kind of, not sure what the adjustment was there, or if that was a misdrop or early dash shift or something for Tommy. That's going to slow him down. A couple of lines here. But still low. Tetris, 457. There's one AV Geek, 433. So one line apart and about one Tetris's worth of points apart. All right, AV Geek Tetris 478. Tommy uncovers the long bar. Tetris into 19 at 486 for Tommy. AV Geek with a skimming at Tetris into 19 at 503. So AV Geek with the higher transition score into 19, but it's still really close. Tetris Tommy 534. Why is he talking about pizza? It's the decider. I mean, you got to talk about something. It's level 18, guys. This is like the early innings of a baseball game. You talk about whatever, it's allowed. 585 for AV Geek. 569 for Tommy. Tetris AV Geek 615. There's one Tommy 600. 2 lines apart. 15,000 points ahead for AV Geek. Starting to get a little high centered there, so a good Tetris. Tetris Tommy. 1 line apart. Again, 15,000 point difference. All right, AV Geek's board starting to climb. Oh, there's a great J piece. That's going to help bring that stack down. And a Tetris for AV Geek 690. There is a center well Tetris for Tommy, 670. We've got 40 lines to go until level 29, the kill screen for this playstyle. All right, AV Geek Sports starting to get a little high on the left, so had a couple of skims there. Now needs to figure this out. Oh, quick taps that square to the left side. Tommy's board starting to get a little bit high as well. AV Geek is going to top out at 706. Can Tommy survive? Tommy needs... Oh no, Tommy's going to top out at 683. And Tommy is going to top out, and AV Geek had the higher score, so that means AV Geek wins. Although we couldn't see AV Geek's score, so that is a forfeit and Tommy wins. No, I'm just kidding. AV Geek, you are the winner. You are the winner. Just don't do that. Don't do that. You know? But you are the winner. So you're going on to the finals. Tommy, you did a great job. Amazing performance here in this decider. Hey everybody, this is your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day.